Welcome to this little unboxing and comparison of the original Red Box and the new Hellfire D&D Dungeons and Dragons box based on Season 4 of the wonderful series Stranger Things. Now the Red Box is pretty special to me because I started playing D&D when this Red Box came out. In fact, because a friend bought it and asked me whether I would like to play a special game never heard of before. In those days, role-playing games never existed before, as far as we know. So usually you played a board game, or you went out into the woods, or you read a story. But just to sit together with friends at a table and just relive or live through a story, make your own decisions, that was completely new to me, and I was totally hooked. I was fascinated. I dreamt of it. And we know in for the Season 1 of Stranger Things that they also play with this special Red Box just at the time where I played. So I grew up when Stranger Things Season 1 happened. There was a box coming out like the Red Box. It was a nice touch, but otherwise the box didn't really hook me. It was a nice idea, but not that special. In Season 4 though, we have another encounter with role-playing games, and there Eddie is mastering the role-playing game. And so in honor for Eddie, I've put on my special clothes. This is my own battle jacket, and earned by hard work, or better, hard listening to quite a lot of bands. And when I heard that a box would be coming out with the new setting, so to speak, I was interested but a bit critical because, well, as said, the first edition of the Stranger Things D&D box was a bit nostalgia but not too much content. So right now, welcome to the unboxing of the Hellfire Club D&D box. Let's have a look how it compares to the original. So as we can see, it's quite thick here, a big box, so to speak, wrapped in plastic, of course. This one is also covered in plastic, but also because I made it so that it's protected. And you can see, if you compare those, the original is a lot slimmer than this new one. And so we can expect quite a lot more material in this big box than in the small box. Now let's open it and unwrap it. Yes. It feels nice. It's a bit glossy, as you can see here in the light. This, of course, has been much simpler those days with printing, but nevertheless it was excellent graphics and excellent box. If we compare the graphics, by the way, an important point in my comparison here, we see that this is sort of comic art style, while that is sort of realistic fantasy style. The good old Elmore with his absolutely stunning illustrations. But in this case here, it is quite okay because it displays a key point in the story of Stranger Things Season 4, Episode 1. So that's of course fine. And let's have a look what's inside our nice box. And we see, okay, it's quite heavy as well. So it opens nicely. Okay, just your standard cardboard issue. And what do we have here? Oh, nice photo. Oh, excellent, very nice. That's cute. A Hellfire Club card here with some nice text on it, so that's a nice touch as well. Then we have a Read Me First, a quick start guide, which is just, well, 4 pages, printed nicely, and everything that's in the box is explained in here. That, of course, we didn't have in the first basic box here, basic D&D, the Red Box. And, well, the content. And that looks already quite promising and interesting if you have a look how many leaflets there are in there. So this is good. Now we have the play guide. Well, it should be a player guide, but it's a play guide. It's okay. And it has a vintage touch. Vintage is very en vogue right now, so, well, no wonder. But it's okay. It's not over the top. So if you look at my box, which does not have an intentional vintage touch, but is just, well, vintage by itself, by aging, then all these cracks and so forth, they are quite realistic and look pretty natural. The logo, by the way, is the same like in the old days. It's not the modern D&D logo, so that's also a very nice touch. And the general layout is also just almost the same. If we have a look on the original now, What does the base box tell us? Well, the player's guide, in this case it's in German, is this one. And you see it's vintage by age compared to vintage by print. But it's, well, it's pretty okay. The red is a bit darker here, but well, that's just your way of printing. Again, you see here the players playing the game, while you see in this one the excellent Elmore realistic painting, and which is just fantasy scene, so to speak, where we have here just the players. But it fits nicely, especially for the play guide, because, well, it's about the movie Stranger Things, of course, and the whole set should wrap around the movie itself. Now, the interesting thing is when we open it, what do we have here? First of all, the feeling is different to this one. If we have this one, we have cardboard as a cover, and then we have just normal paper. And you can feel it, it's not that sort of glossy like the other one. You can even hear it here. And a bit thinner, while this one does not have cardboard, so it's more like a usual brochure or something, and you have much glossier paper in here. And of course, in here you have color print, and in this case here, in the old days, we never had that because it would be much too expensive, and so the illustrations are all black and white and gray. I did another video about the old D&D sets and their graphics. Just head over to it. I will put a link in the video here and in the description. It feels, I think this one feels better because it feels a bit more like a book if you touch it and if you leaf through the pages. It has more a bookish feeling to it. While in this case, it has more like, yeah, well, as said, a brochure or something to it, a journal, whatever. Okay, but that's a matter of taste. We have our dice in here. They have been unknown, at least to me or to most of us, I think, in former times, that there would be dice with more than 6 sides or with less than 6 sides even. So this was pretty new for us as well. And you see the drawings of the dice in here, while in the modern version, in the Hellfire Box, you have the dice as, well, what's it, black and white photos. You even have the headings here in orange printed. Is a nice touch, but I must say that the old version in black and white does a job just as well. Might be even more fascinating because it doesn't have this brochure touch, which I already mentioned. Well, if we go on, okay, we have an illustration with some dice here, again with colored drawings, unknown to the old one, but important, a very different style to the style of the 3rd edition of D&D, for example, where it was sort of a photorealistic computer generate kind stuff. It was not nice. It was over the top, and this is more like a comic drawing here. So a nice touch and a nice style. I actually do like it. About the pages, well, it has about 31 pages and our black and white illustration. I would say it doesn't meet the quality of the old graphics of artists. So this one, compare this one of the example adventure of the old box with the black and white illustration of this one here. And so they are similar, but the other one, it just has a bit more artistic touch to it. You can feel that this is the original artist who made it, and that this is sort of an afterthought copy. Well, and the other thing that we have in here are our fantastic adventures. And as you can see, they are pretty slim, they are not too thick. I like it that they are slim in this case, because when you're a DM and you just want to play an adventure, you can just take this short adventure, you can leaf through it, read it, study it. 11 pages is not too much, and just shoot, play it with your players, put it away, and when you have time again, then you can just take the next one, leaf through it, read it, and you are easily firm in the adventure, I guess, to play it with your group. So that's of course quite nice with them compared to the longer and thicker adventures, which were the classical ones, or even today's bigger adventures. There are many of them, 4 in all in all, and the nice thing is that they all are of different colors. Also, that you have the original logo again, and the different colors, by the way, that's tradition, because old adventures also came in different colors. Here we have a real classic, a really old one. This is the original Keep of the Borderlands, and this one is a later one, a German one for the Ausbau set, for the advanced rules. If you leaf through them, then they have quite, well, some pages here, like 26, 28, 30 pages around. And this adventure here does have, yes, it's about 11 pages, so a bit shorter, but more of them, as said. And the interesting thing that I just saw here is when you take this one and leaf through it, it's quite nice, works nicely. If you take this one, it's a bit harder, not only because it's slimmer, but also because, again, we do have these glossy pages, this glossy, a bit thicker paper, which is a lot more like a brochure paper, you could say. Also, the title here is paper, while in the originals, the title had been cardboard. And maybe not that glossy. Inside it's again normal cardboard, again with nice illustrations. The illustrations and the quality, as said, varies from adventure to adventure. And the other thing is, while we have here a solid title and a solid content all in one, so to speak, we have here a title where you can take the content out and use separately. And in the inside, you have these maps, for example. Sometimes you even have one page more that you can turn around, and so you have more maps and stuff like that. Again, very clear lines here, even color, in this case just blue, black and white, so to speak, and here a bit grayish, but not much color, crisp, clear lines, very nice to play with, I must say. I love it personally. If you take the old one, Keep of the Borderlands, a very nice original, then you have also an inside that you can take out, and if you turn around the title, you have the map in blue. That was quite usual as well, blueprint, so to speak, a blueprint for the dungeons and for the maps in general. Also with this legend here, which is really cute to see what means what. And the title illustration here is more the style that we see in the Hellfire Club edition, while with the Säbelfluss here we have more the really great realistic Elmore illustration. So this varied as well, not only through time, older one, newer one, but even the newer ones have now and then more like, drawings and more like real paintings. So that's a difference. And again, quality black and white paintings here. In quality, they are not as good as the later ones here, which we have there in the rule sets. And in the inner pages, we do have black and white. Again, in this case, another type. That's the English version, the old one, and again, black and white drawings. So these are the classics here. Compared with the new adventures here, we do have, as said, no map to take out, so to speak, or to give your players directly. We have black and white drawings. That's pretty cute as well. And we have some photorealistic things like this tag here. We have the drawing of a dungeon right here. So if you take the old drawing of a dungeon and compare it to the new drawing of a dungeon, what I loved when I played the old game were the precise details of the drawings. For example, the symbols where a door would be, or a secret passage, or whatever, a stairwell, or a chest. So I like these little symbols like on old maps. While in the modern times, we of course do have a more modern, colorful and so forth approach, which is graphically not necessarily better than the clear, straight, really black and white and no gray style we had before. So this looks much more technical than this one here. This is more, well, playful with the art in the corners and so forth. It's a matter of taste whether you prefer this one or that one. Both work pretty well, I think. What do we have now? We have, we have some additions, I guess they are for the adventures, some notes that you might use with your players, some documents here which you might give them to study. And here we have the missing reward poster. Again, Why this? This is not fantasy. This is a Wild West poster. That's not a fantasy poster. This is just stupid. And even the person here, nothing against the girl or whatever, I don't care. I care for the style and what she looks like, how she looks like. Yes, a farmer, okay. But we are in a fantasy world. Boy, it mustn't look like West does it, or some random person, yeah, from wherever. Yeah, and of course, putting up these is really Wild West and not medieval or fantasy style like, so, oh well, but that's personal taste, I guess, so it's all fine. Even more stuff, and now we get to the more interesting things. These yellow ones. Oh, and it's a whole bunch of them. And what we have here is character sheets. And these character sheets, which you see here, are quite complex. They do contain quite a lot of information about the characters. They are pre-filled, they're really templates where everything is already noted down for the set characters. As I said, I didn't read the rules, so I'm not sure what we have to do with them. Looking forward for that. But on first glimpse, it's pretty okay. If you compare those with the originals, though, then the originals looked quite different. And in a way, it's better as they did it here, because there you will find more details and you have more room for details, while in here, we always lacked the space to note down the important things and had to use different pages as well in connection with the character sheet itself. Yet the character sheet looks nice. It's well set, it is quality graphics again, while the character sheet that they included here is just your basic Word document with some tables and stuff like that. And yeah, well, a bit of nice stuff around. Nice as a black and white drawing. So that's well done and that's okay. And the style is not too comic-like. It's okay, I guess. So the character sheets are pretty okay. And of course, it's very nice if you want to do a quick start because everything is already prepared and you can just start your game. So a nice service there. What do we have here now? Well, this looks like a map. Here we have reds. I love reds. And we have square, each square 5 feet. Let's have a look what we have here actually. And this looks like a map from Docs. Indeed, it is a playable map, which you can put down on the table. On the other side, you have the dungeon map, like this. And of course, this is a very nice service when you're using tokens or miniatures to represent your characters. So actually quite a nice thing. In this case, the color works well, of course, with such a big map, though I even would have loved to see it in black and white and crisp lines and stuff like that, graphical and not just colorful. Anyway, nice service, nice maps, and I can imagine that a quick start with this might be really funny and might give a very good game. More maps even, so it's not the only one. And what is this? Oh, this looks like a poster. What do we have here? A poster? Well, it's like a poster, but it's not only a poster. This is service. This is really good because it's not just a poster on one side. On the other side, you have the world map. And now this is very nice, that they didn't just print the world map and left the backside out or made it just black or something, but they actually added in, yes, a poster that you could set up if you would like to, if you wish to, put on your wall or whatever. And of course the legendary dice, the D20 and the D4, two of the most legendary dice probably out there. Then we come to what we need for the maps. And even here we have high quality, I would say. And again, nice black and white drawings. And I do like that. We had color in the past as well, at least for games like Staff Launchers, for example. And like here, you had your cardboard and you could just plop out the tokens and use them. But the color was only the coating. The illustrations themselves, so the characters there, have also been black and white, even more stylized. That we have different sizes here with the bases sort of for the characters. That's a new thing that came, I don't know, I think with the 3rd edition or something, because before we just had small squares of almost the same size, seldomly bigger. The characters here is also a nice touch. It's not miniatures, yes, but therefore it's cheaper, but we have characters that we can just pop into a small stand and can move them around like miniatures. And that's a nice touch as well. So well done, well thought out. Even more tokens with monsters in black and white. Monsters on one page, on the other side as well. Okay, so fine. Bit strange, the characters. They also have this modern touch, which is not too fantasy-like. They look like people from, I don't know, Berlin maybe. But that's it. But okay, that's just me. It's not my taste and not my style for fantasy gameplay in any way. Now this here, this is special, and this looks great. Really, indeed, it looks great, especially in the context of the Hellfire Club with the illustration. So they also use the same style like on the cover, or at least a quite similar style. That's a DM screen, and it's a big one. I know some DM screens which are much smaller. So this one is really brilliant, and the DM screen was not part of the basic D&D sets. I'm not sure whether it had been sold extra. I think so, you could buy it extra, but it wasn't included in any set at that time. And inside the DM screen is the important stuff, your reference, a reference of the most important things that you might keep in mind, what you would need to know when you're fighting and stuff like that. So that's really very nicely, very well done, high quality, especially when you consider that you get all this for €40 or €50, depending where you get it from. That's really, really cool. Now, we have white paper, sort of a border. We have magic cards here. That's good. We have a magic reference card for different spells, like the Aid spell. That would be a cleric spell in the past. The clerics did have 8 spells in the basic edition. Because clerics couldn't cast spells at first level, they started casting at second level, while wizards had 12 spells in their repertoire. From the beginning, could only use one of them, and at third level they gained a second level spell. So 12 levels, 12 different spells were added to their repertoire. Again, they could only use a small amount per day. Anyway, this here is a very nice addition, I think, because you can easily just take the spells that you have memorized, if it's the same mechanic as in former times, and could just put them there and would remember exactly how the spell worked. Then, almost the same like the spells, are the equipment cards. And this we have here, like, okay, a kukri, very modern, not the standard sword and dagger stuff, but okay, modern times. A potion of healing, and again on the back you can read what the potion of healing actually does. So this is also nice that you can just take what you get, sort of what you find, and have it on the table, and always can look up what it matters. Nothing of them was part, as far as I know, of the, at least it wasn't part of the original sets. It might have been an addendum, I'm not aware of that. So that might be a new thing that they added in, and is not a classical thing. Also, we have something very practical, a combat tracker. And here you can note down the combat, how it goes. Might save big sheets of paper with a lot of scribbling on it. Just take one of these and note down how the combat goes. So nice touch as well, very practical. And of course we need small quick reference guides, which we do have here. For example, how does an action work, or how does combat on your turn work. So now we're coming to the special thing, to the very special thing for me, the dice. And the dice are that special because in my time, when I grew up and when I first learned that there were role-playing games out there, we only did know of 6-sided dice, or almost, most of us at least. And suddenly we had not only one dice with other sides, but many dice. The 6 dragon dice, Drachenwürfel as they have been called. And I will do a comparison. What do we find here? We have the same dragon dice in there, which I really love. Let's first take out our dice here. And now we are coming to the dice. I love dice, and I love especially the multi-sided dice, the polyeders, because as said, when I started playing D&D, there haven't been any. So that's really a nice touch here, that they have so many. One drawback may be that they are all of the same color, which is totally okay because we had that in the past as well. And as we can see here, we have our 4-sided, 6-sided, 8-sided, 12-sided, and what am I missing? Nothing. In fact, the 20-sided dice, a 10-sided one. This is here, very nice. And this is all of it. And we even have a D100 here, in addition to the usual 10-sided dice. So we can use this to roll up to 100 and 3 small D6. We had 6 dice in the classical box. Also just the same like in the new one. We had the D4. So these two. Then we had the D6. So the same as this one. I'll make it this way here. It's better viewable. We have the D8, which is this one here, and this one we have the D10, which is this one. We have the D12 here, and we have the new die there. Then we have the D20, and we have the D20 from the new box. So that's pretty nice. What you can see here, these are all pre-printed as it's always the case today. But in former times they haven't been. They had only been sort of cut, and you had to fill the gaps here with these pens. These are the original pens. So you had one of these pens and you had 6 dice, and then you had to rub this on the dice until all the gaps were filled with white, and then you wiped them off, and then you had a white line so that you could read the numbers a bit better. You can see it here with the red one a bit better. So you filled it, and then you could read the numbers a lot better.
Thanks for watching. If you're interested in a really interesting sport, then I can only recommend Jugger, of course. Jugger is a team sport that looks a bit medieval, since you are fighting like with rugby and fencing combined. So have a look at one of my videos there. So thanks for listening, thanks for watching. Woo!